Come to order. Will all members of the council, as well as the public, please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. The invocation tonight will be given by Councilman Larry Hager.
Bow our heads in prayer, please. Dear Almighty God, we come before you today to honor you as our Creator and our Healer. We ask for your guiding hand to lead us through this meeting. May we approach our task with wisdom, and may we approach each of the members here with respect and honor. May our conduct create an environment of cooperation and kindness among us all. Thank you for helping us to accomplish our work this day. Especially today, we want to keep our thoughts and prayers for the people in Parkland, Florida, for the tragedy that's occurred there. And we ask that you give them comfort and strength through this trying time. We ask all these things in your powerful name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Without objection, we'll suspend the calling of the roll and ask the clerk to record the names of those members present throughout the meeting. Is there a motion for adoption of the minutes of meeting February 6, 2018? Without objection, those minutes will stand approved as written. Madam Clerk, is there a message from the mayor?
No, Mr. Vice Mayor, there are no messages from the mayor.
All right, we do have two presentations tonight. I'll start with Council Lady Johnson.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. With Madam Basilisk, Tawana Williams, officers and all members of Alpha Delta Omega of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, please join me around the podium. Members of the council, this is a resolution recognizing the 90th anniversary of the Alpha Delta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Whereas Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, America's first Greek letter organization for African American college-trained women, was founded on the campus of Howard University. And whereas during Alpha Kappa Alpha's first 20 years of existence, 30 chapters were chartered on college campuses throughout the nation. And whereas, as a result of a 1927 ruling by the Boule, the sorority's national governance body, graduate and undergraduate members, had to be separated as chapter members. And whereas the Alpha Delta Omega chapter was subsequently chartered and Pi chapter was transferred from Meharry to Fisk University. And whereas during its first year of existence, the energetic charter members of Alpha Delta Omega and Pi chapter hosted the 1928 Boule at Fisk University. And whereas Alpha Delta Omega is the oldest of 4 graduate chapters in Nashville, is part of the southeastern region, and is one of 10 geographical regions of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Inc. And whereas the chapter has sponsored many fundraising projects in order to support its mission of promoting scholarship and being of greater service to all mankind. And whereas from the early 1930s to the early 1970s, the chapter sponsored several different kinds of fundraising events in which the proceeds allowed the chapter to award 2 scholarships to graduating high school seniors each year. And whereas since 1975, approximately $20,000 in scholarships have been awarded annually to graduating high school seniors. And whereas for many years, the chapter sought to build a chapter house, and over an 11-year period, starting in 1992, under the leadership of SOAR, Mrs. Gwendolyn Sharp, this dream became a reality. And whereas today, more than 200 members use the chapter house for monthly meetings, implementing our national targets and community impact days, local programs, community service projects, and civic engagement activities. And whereas the Alpha Delta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Inc. continues its commitment to service by addressing community needs through 5 target areas: educational enrichment, health promotion, family strengthening, environmental ownership, and global impact. Now, therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, Section 1, the Metropolitan Council hereby goes on record as recognizing the 90th anniversary of the Alpha Delta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. The Metropolitan Council Office is directed to prepare a copy of this resolution to be presented to Bobby H. Williams, Chapter President. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect from and after its adoption. The welfare of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County requirement introduced by Soror and Metro Councilmember Karen Y. Johnson, Soror Tanaka Vircher, and Soror Antoinette Lee. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you so much, my sister Karen, and all of the council members for this resolution. We will continue to always give service to our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. Councilman Pulley, you're next.
You just take your time. Enjoy yourself.
Councilman Pulley, we'll hold off just for a minute, let everybody sort of get settled.
I know, it is, really. Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I'd like to thank Heather McPherson for her help in gathering all this information. We are here to recognize the efforts of 2 outstanding volunteers for all their tireless efforts and work with Cub Scout Pack 32 and Boy Scout Troop 17 in our community. Mike and Cheryl Williams, who are with me now, bring different talents, but equally important nonetheless. They have been called upon for many different difficult and time-consuming tasks over the 15-plus years they have served our troop, and yet they have always been eager to accept those tasks. They go above and beyond the call of duty every time they're asked, and they bring a skill set to projects that's difficult to find elsewhere. They've done all this without ever seeking any recognition for any of their efforts. In fact, when I informed Mike that we would be recognizing him tonight, he asked me, "For what? What have I done?" They've some of the examples of the many things that they've done. Mike brings a very unique, handy skill set to us. We decided the troop to sell Christmas trees, which was a tall undertaking, and Mike took that and ran with it and built us one of the most sophisticated tree lots that we have in the county, and it's been a very successful fundraising endeavor. As for Cheryl, whenever we were missing adult leaders for whatever reason, if we needed a scoutmaster or a cub master, she readily jumped and served in those positions, and I know firsthand how time-consuming and difficult they are. Whenever we needed adults to serve on extended high-adventure trips and couldn't find anybody else to do it, they were always the first to step to the forefront, never complained, always eagerly accepting these tasks. So with that, I just want to present to you both this council resolution honoring your great work for our community. Thank you very much.
Very briefly, I just want to say thank you. Both Mike and I feel totally inadequate to this honor. We just do what we do. And we do it because we love the boys and we love the Scouts. It's a good program. It does a lot of good in our neighborhood and in our community, just like our Alpha Kappa Alpha sisters here. We give back a lot to our community as an organization for the Boy Scouts of America, and I think that leadership within the Boy Scouts of America is needed now more than ever in our very, very difficult times. So thank you so much for your honor.
That brings us to the consent agenda. The following resolutions are currently on the consent agenda. RS 2018-1040 through 1047 and 1050 through 1055. Councilman Schulman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor, members of the council. I need to bump my resolution, RS 2018-1055.
Okay. Any other items to come off the consent agenda? Seeing none. RS 2018-1040, Council Lady Vercher approves an amendment to a grant from the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency to the Department of Finance to provide public assistance to complete repairs and/or replacement to facilities damaged during the April and May 2010. During April and May 2010. RS 2018-1041, Council Lady Vercher approves a grant from the Tennessee Department of Children's Services to the Davidson County Juvenile Court for a safe baby court to serve at-risk children. RS 2018-1042, Council Lady Vercher authorizes the Metropolitan Department of Law to compromise and settle the personal injury claim of Kenya Lavelle against the Metro government in the amount of $45,000. RS 2018-1043, Council Lady Vercher authorizes the Metro Department of Law to compromise and settle the claims of Amy Ramsey and Nick Ramsey against Metro government in the amount of $25,000. RS 2018-1044, Council Lady Vercher authorizes the Metro Department of Law to compromise and settle the property damage claim of Brett Sweet against the Metro government in the amount of $22,688.50. RS 2018-1045, Vercher, Gilmore, and others, approves an amendment to a grant from the Tennessee Housing Development Agency to the Metro Action Commission for Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP, services for the elderly, disabled veterans, and households with children under the age of 6 years. RS 2018-1046, Vercher, Gilmore, and Allen, approves an amendment to a contract with Vanderbilt University Medical Center and the Metro Board of Health to participate in the Centers for Disease Control, Tuberculosis, Epidemiologic Studies Consortium studies. RS 2018-1047, Vercher and Gilmore approves amendments to a grant from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to the Metro Board of Health to achieve established ambient air standards and protect human health. RS 2018-1050, Vercher, Dowell, and Elrod authorizes the Department of Water and Sewerage Services to enter into a facility encroachment agreement with CSX Transportation Incorporated to construct and maintain water lines in the railroad right-of-way north of intersection of Bell Road and Collins Park Drive. RS 2018-1051, O'Connell, Bednay, and Elrod authorizes Castle Rock Asset Management to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 230 4th Avenue North. RS 2018-1052, Bednay and Elrod, authorizes Belcourt Partners to construct an aerial encroachment at 1911 Belcourt Avenue. RS 2018-1053, Mendez and Syracuse, recognizes and welcomes the Most Reverend J. Mark Spalding, as the 12th Bishop of the Diocese of Nashville. I hope I don't need forgiveness soon. And that is all on the consent agenda. Committee reports. Budget and Finance, Council Lady Vercher.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance Committee recommended 8-4-0 against on resolutions RS 2018-1040, 1041, 1042, recommended approval 8-4-0 against. And on resolutions RS 2018, 1043, 1044, 1045, 46, 1047, and 1050, Budget and Finance recommended approval 9-4-0 against.
Okay. Health, Hospitals, and Social Services, Councilman Hastings.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Health, Hospitals, Social Services on 1045, 640 against, 1046, 640 against, 1047, 640 against, 1048, 640, 1048, I am sorry. There's 640 against to defer one meeting.
Yeah, we'll come 1048 and 1049, I think we'll be coming back to those.
Oh, okay. All right.
Councilman Bednay,
Cool.
Planning, Zoning.
Yeah, thank you, Vice Mayor. RS 2018-1051 and 1052 were both recommended for approval, 10-4-0 against.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Elrod, Public Works.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Public Works recommended for approval. Resolution 1050, 51, and 52, 5 in favor, 0 against.
Council Lady Haywood, Rules Confirmation, Public Elections.
We reviewed RS 2018-1053, and we approved it 5-4 and 0 against. And I think with all the committee reports being in, I would move that all resolutions on the consent agenda be confirmed or approved.
There's a motion to approve the consent agenda. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us back to RS 2018-1048. Council Lady Vercher, Gilmore, and Allen approves a grant from Boulevard Bolt to Metro Social Services Commission to benefit the House Nashville program to aid homelessness. Council Lady Allen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Committee reports, please.
Councilman Hastings.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. 640 0 against for 648. I mean, 1048.
Okay. Is that to defer? You're on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 6-4, 0 against to defer one meeting.
All right. You have one committee report. Do I need to wait for the other one? Well, we have one committee report. It is a motion. It is deferred. I'm going to consider that deferred by rule. That's deferred by rule. That brings us to RS 2018-1049. Council Lady Vircher Gilmore and others approves a grant from the Dorothy Kate and Thomas F. Frist Foundation to Metro Social Services Commission in support of the House Nashville Fund. Council Lady Vircher.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9-4, 0 against.
Mr. President, Health, Hospital, Social Services, 6-4 is 0 against to defer one meeting.
Deferred by rule. That brings us to RS 2018-1055. Councilman Schulman. Addresses and ends homelessness among students that attend Metro Nashville Public Schools. Councilman Schulman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee reports, please.
Councilman Rosenberg.
Education voted 6 in favor, 0 opposed.
Councilman Hastings.
6-4, 0 against. Health, Hospital, Social Services.
Councilman Schulman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. A question has come up regarding the resolution, so I need to defer one meeting.
There's a motion to defer. It's properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have 3 late filed resolutions. Council Lady Vircher. I'm sorry. I think we have 2. Council Lady Vircher.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for approval. I'm sorry, I need to suspend the rules.
There's a motion to suspend the rules. Is there objection? Seeing none. RS 2018-1056, a resolution approving an application for an improving criminal justice response to sexual assault, domestic and dating violence, and stalking grant from the U.S. Department of Justice to the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, acting by and through the Office of Family Safety to maintain and enhance current programming in response to victims of domestic and dating violence, stalking, and trafficking. Councilor Vircher.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for approval with a brief comment.
Floor is yours.
This is a grant. It's a continuation grant. The deadline is February 27th. It is time sensitive, and for that, I ask that our council colleagues support this resolution.
Thank you. It did not go to the committee. All right. There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Councilman Cooper.
I move to suspend the rules for a late filed resolution.
There's a motion to suspend. Is there objection? Seeing none. Let me read the caption, RS 2018-1057, Cooper, Glover, and Weiner, a resolution adding representatives of Meharry Medical College and Vanderbilt University Medical Center to the Strategic Planning Committee established pursuant to substitute resolution number RS 2018-1032 regarding Nashville General Hospital operations. Councilman Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I rise in alphabetical order, speaking for Councilman Glover and Council Lady Weiner. An amendment to Council Lady Vircher's bill, also authored by Councilman Schulman of last week, to add 2 important parties to the Strategic Planning Committee on Metro General Hospital of Meharry Medical College and of Vanderbilt University. Both have important contributions to make to the strategic planning process, and asks to have 2 representatives from these groups appointed. And with that, I would ask for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. Seeing no discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to bills on introduction and first reading. Is there a motion to adopt them all? Motion and a proper second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to bills on second reading. BL 2017-1027, Councillady Lee. Changes 21.36 acres from AR2A to RS10 zoning for properties located at 12474 and 12478 Old Hickory Boulevard. Councillady Lee.
Yes, sir. May I ask for committee reports?
Councilman Bednarik. 1027.
Thank you. The committee recommended approval, 10-4-0 against.
Thank you very much. I'd like to make a motion that this be deferred for only one meeting.
There's a motion to defer one meeting. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Here on 1054. Yeah, just keep on going for a little while.
All right. Okay, BL 2018-1054, Councillady Vercher amends the Metro Code regarding leases of surplus property. Councillady Vercher.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9-4-0 against, and with that, I move for approval.
We have a properly moved budget.
It's okay.
First time, don't start. Don't start. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes. Hang on just a second. Councillady Allen. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to, again, say I have some questions about what the mechanism of placing things on as surplus before they are leased long-term does, and just kind of want to go on record as saying I still have a question about that and would like to continue to work with Finance and the Director of Public Property to make sure that that's doing what we want it to be doing. So just don't want to surprise anybody on third reading by saying I've got a question. So I'll try to get that answer before third reading, but may bring up more discussion at that point. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, moving on. Bill number 2018-1063. Yes. Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. You were green.
It went away. I don't know. I'm green now, so that's all that matters. Thank you, Madam President. It's not easy being green. That's good. Thank you, Councilman Elrod. This one, I guess I looked at the language that we're moving toward here under the bill as proposed, and it does, to me, there's a big difference between a long-term lease on public land and then having that long-term lease coerce public land into becoming surplus. And I think, like Councillady Allen, I'm just a little concerned that there could be side effects of this. I know there was some discussion in committee, which I observed, about the longevity and how it will frequently outlast those of us who participate in any of these lease agreements in the first place. But I do wonder if the intent of that lease is to ensure typically that land remains public land in perpetuity, even if there is a long-term use maintained, whereas moving it to surplus effectively says Metro is no longer interested in being a party to this land. So I think I would also like some further comment from public property in particular on this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Glover.
Thank you, Pro Tem. Well, I'm going to support this, and the reason being is because I went and I looked this up and I started studying kind of what the IRS code is and what our own codes are with regards to land that is used for greater than a 50-year lease, specifically in our codes. And then with the IRS, it says leases greater than 40 years is basically while you're not transferring ownership, you basically are handling it that same way as far as the depreciation, et cetera. So I think that if we're going to enter a 99-year lease on any piece of property that Metro has, we're surplusing it to say that we don't really have a use for that as far as the city government is concerned right now, because for 99 years, we're going to tie it up. And you won't be able to use it for anything else. So I think it makes sense, and I think it just cleans up the language somewhat, being able to say, all right, we're all in agreement that there is no other use for this land, and we're going to enter into a 99-year lease, because I can assure you, none of us will be here when this lease ends. And so this just merely says we're going into this thing with our eyes wide open. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, we're going to try this again. There's a motion to approve, and it's been properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Passes, and we will move on to the next one. BL 2018-1063. Council Lady Virtue, referred to Budget and Finance, amends the Metro Code to require the Procurement Division to collect comprehensive data regarding the participation of subcontractors in the procurement process. Council Lady Virtue, I think we have a proposed amendment.
We do, Madam Speaker. You want me to go ahead and move the amendment, or do you want me
Please.
to give the committee reports?
I would
committee
move the
report,
amendment-
rather.
Committee report first.
Budget and Finance recommended approval as amended, 9-4, against. And I need to move the amendment.
Yes. Okay. We've got an amended motion that's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. BL 2018-1064. As amended. BL 2018-1064, O'Connell, Virtue, and others, authorizes the acquisition of property and the granting of an easement in connection with the development of the Nashville Yards project in downtown Nashville. Councilman O'Connell. I had you on. Try it again.
Now it's good.
Just not hitting the button hard enough.
On this one, I guess, can we get committee reports, please?
Yes. Council Lady Virtue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9-4, against.
Councilman Bedney.
Thank you. The planning committee recommended approval, 10-4 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Thank you. Public Works recommended approval, 8 in favor, 0 against, with a re-referral to the committee before third reading.
Thank you. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Madam President. What I'd like to do then is move approval with a re-referral to the Public Works Committee for third reading.
Okay, we have a re-referral. We're going to move approval with a re-referral to the Public Works Committee. It's been properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries as amended. Okay, so we're going to go back to 1063, and we need to... Okay, we didn't separately approve the amendment, so we need to separately approve the amendment. Thank you. We have an amendment that has been moved and properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It carries. All right, let's move on to BL 2018-1065, Freeman, Virtue, and others. Authorizes the acquisition of right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects for the Foster Avenue sidewalk improvements. Councilman Freeman. Hang on. There you go.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Move for approval. Or do we need committee reports?
You need committee.
Let's get those first.
Yeah. Council Lady Virtue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9-4, against.
Councilman Bedney.
Thank you. The committee recommended approval, 10-4 against.
And Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommended approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
There's a motion to approve and properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1066, Bedney, Virtue, and Elrod, authorizes the acquisition of right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects, the Blue Hole Road sidewalk improvements. Councilman Bedney.
Best street on the city. Committee reports.
Council Lady Virtue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9-4, against.
Councilman Bedney.
Yeah, the chair of the planning committee and the rest were very happy to recommend approval, 10-4 against.
And Councilman Elrod.
Reluctantly, the Public Works Committee recommended approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
There's a motion to approve and properly seconded. All for Councilman Bedney. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Did we finish 1066? BL 2018-1067, Dow, Virtue, and others authorizes the acquisition of right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects for the purposes of the Bell Road sidewalk improvements. Council Lady Dowell.
Thank you. Committee reports.
Council Lady Virtue.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9 for, 0 against.
Councilman Bedney.
The Planning Committee recommended approval, 11 for, 0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommend approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Council Lady Dowell.
Thank you. With the committee reports, then I move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1068, Ways of Virtue and others authorizes the acquisition of right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects for the Windthorn Drive sidewalk improvements. Council Lady Virtue.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9 for, 0 against, and I need the other committee reports.
Councilman Bedney.
The Planning Committee recommended approval, 11 for, 0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommend approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Council Lady Virtue.
I move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1069, Councilman Hager, Virtue, and others authorizes the acquisition of right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects for the Riverside Road sidewalk improvements. Councilman Hager.
What are we on? I was talking, apologize.
1069.
Sorry about that. Move, committee reports.
Councilor Virtue.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9 for, 0 against.
Councilman
Planning
Bedney.
recommended approval, 11 for, 0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
If he doesn't pay attention, do we get a sidewalk?
You might, you might.
Public Works recommend approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Think he's paying attention now, Councilman Hager.
Move for approval.
This motion approves, properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1070, Councilman Roten, Virtue, and others authorizes the acquisition of certain right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects for the Stewart's Ferry Pike sidewalk improvements. Councilman Roten.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee reports, please.
Councilor Virtue.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 10 for, 0 against.
Councilman
Planning
Bedney.
recommended approval, 11 for, 0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommend approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman Roten.
Move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1071, Council Lady Virtue and others authorizes the acquisition of right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects for the Bowling Avenue sidewalk improvements. Council Lady Virtue.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9 for, 0 against. I need the other committee reports.
Councilman Bedney.
Planning recommended approval, 11 for, 0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommend approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Council Lady Virtue.
Move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1072, Councilman Potts, Blaylock, and others authorizes the acquisition of right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects for the Tusculum Road sidewalk improvements. Councilman Potts.
Much needed. Thank you. Committee reports.
Councilor Virtue.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9 for, 0 against.
Councilman Bednang.
Planning recommended approval, 11 for, 0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommend approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman Potts.
Move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1073, Councilman Kendall, Virtue, and others authorizes the acquisition of right-of-way easements, drainage easements, temporary construction easements, and property rights for use in public projects for the Clare Avenue sidewalk improvements. Councilor Virtue.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9 for, 0 against. I need the other committee reports.
Councilman Bednang.
Yes, planning recommended approval, 11 for, 0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommend approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilor Archer.
Move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1074. Councilman Pulley, Bednay, and Elrod abandons existing sanitary sewer main and easements and accepts new sanitary sewer main, sanitary manholes, and easements for property located at 3812 Hillsborough Pike. Councilman Pulley.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee reports, please.
Councilman Bednay.
Planning recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommend approval. 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman Pulley.
I'd move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1075, Murphy, Bednay, and Elrod abandons existing sanitary sewer main and easements for property located at 4101 Ridgefield Drive. Councilman Bednay.
Committee report, please.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommended deferral. 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman Bednay.
Planning recommended deferral, 11-4-0 against, and I move to defer.
There's a motion to defer. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1076, Councilman Hager, Bednay, and Elrod authorizes Metro government to accept permanent and temporary easements for the Avery Green Court Stormwater Improvement Project for 15 properties located along Pitts Avenue, Donahoe Drive, Avery Green Court, Stone Hodge Drive, and Rifle Range Road. Councilman Hager.
Our committee reports.
Councilman Bednay.
Planning recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommended approval. 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman Hager.
Move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1077, Councilman Swope, Bednay, and Elrod abandons existing water main, sanitary sewer main, and easements and accepts a fire hydrant and any associated easements for property located at 681 Old Acre Boulevard. Councilman Swope.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Committee reports, please.
Councilman Bednay.
After careful consideration, the Planning Committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommended approval. 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman Swope.
And I move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1078, Sledge, Elrod, and Bednay abandons existing easement rights for property located at Nolensville Pike, unnumbered, formerly known as Alley 1821, and an unnamed right-of-way. Councilman Sledge.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee reports.
Councilman Bednay.
Yeah, the committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommended approval. 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman Sledge.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1079, Councilman O'Connell, Bednay, and Elrod authorizes Schaub Construction Company, Incorporated, to install, construct, and maintain an underground encroachment in the right-of-way located at 205 Demonbreun Street. Councilman O'Connell.
Mr. Vice Mayor, that's interesting. I'm on, but there we go. Huh. Maybe I don't know if it's me, the tablet, or that chair tonight, but it's trouble at the mic. I would like to request committee reports, please.
Councilman Bednay.
Yeah, the committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommend approval. 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'd like to move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1080, Dowell, Bednay, and Elrod approves an agreement between the Tennessee Department of Transportation, CSXT Railroad, and the Department of Public Works for the construction of the interchange modification at I-24 East at Hickory Hollow Parkway. Councilor Dowell.
Thank you. I have an amendment. I want to move my amendment first.
Let's get committee reports.
Oh, let me have my committee reports first.
Councilman Bednay.
Yeah, the committee reviewed both the amendment and then recommended approval of the amendment and the legislation, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
Public Works recommended approve as amended. 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilor Dowell.
Thank you. I would like to move the amendment.
There's a motion.
I move the bill as amended.
There's a motion to amend. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You're on your bill as amended.
I'll move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Bill 2018-1081, Rosenberg, Bedney, and Elrod, authorizes Metro government to accept permanent and temporary easements for the Bay Cove Trail Stormwater Improvement Project for 7 properties located along Brenner Drive, Northridge Court, Glenlee Court, and Morrissey Court. Councilman Rosenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. Committee reports, please.
Councilman Bedney.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Elrod.
That's the most sincere approval I've ever seen. Public Works recommended approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Councilman Rosenberg.
I choose Councilman Bedney. Move approval, please.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to bills on third reading. BL 2017-579, Councilman Kendall and O'Connell, changes .68 acres from RS5 to SP zoning for property located at 2805, 2807, 2809, and 2811 Delaware Avenue to permit up to 16 residential units. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is Councilman Kendall's bill. He is absent this evening and had asked if I could step in. I had been on this bill earlier for a similar scheduling mishap involving him, but I know this one got re-referred to planning, so I guess I'd request committee reports, please.
Councilman Bedney.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. On Councilman Kendall's behalf, I'd like to move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2017-932, Councilman Scott Davis, amends a Metro Code to request an urban design overlay for various properties along Cowan Street, Cowan Court, and North 1st Street. Councilman Scott Davis.
Thank you, Mr. President. Committee reports, please.
Councilman Bedning.
The committee recommended a deferral to the second March meeting, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Davis.
I'd like to comply with the deferral for 2 meetings at my request.
The motion to defer to the second meeting in March is properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2017-968, Councilman Potts, changes .44 acres from R6 to SP zoning for property located at 4717 Humber Drive to permit up to 7 multifamily residential units. Councilman Potts.
With all committee reports in, I move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2017-1003, Councilman Hastings, changes .33 acres from R6 to SP zoning for property located at 2021 12th Avenue North to permit up to two family residential units. That didn't make sense until I read it. Councilman Hastings.
Thank you, Mr. President. With all committee reports in, I would like to move for approval.
We're short one. Councilman Bednick.
You're trying to cast me aside?
Yes, yes.
You heard my feelings. The committee recommended approval, 8-4-0 against.
Councilman Hastings.
Thank you, Mr. Bedney. I would like to move for approval, Mr. President.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2017-1023, O'Connell and Kendall, changes .54 acres from CS to MULA zoning for property located at 1100, 1102, and 1104 Buchanan Street. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. As before, this is actually in Councilman Kendall's district. I would like to request committee reports, please.
Councilman Bedney.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. On Councilman Kendall's behalf, I'd like to move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2017-1026, Councilman Scott Davis, changes .68 acres from RS5 to RM20A, zoning for property located at 1308 Montgomery Avenue. Councilman Scott Davis.
I got a quick question, Attorney Jameson, if I may. Can we amend zoning bills? I know if we could suspend the rules, but can we amend out the requirement, if choose to be, with a suspension? If I wanted to say, hey, I'd like to propose an amendment to have no non-owner occupied STRs in my bill, and would I be able to do it?
Go ahead.
You can't amend on third reading. This is a Title 17 bill under Rule 15. You're allowed to amend on third for zoning.
with respect to whether or not you can amend to a specific condition on STRP. This is not an SP zoning. This is RS to RM 20-A. You could list that as a condition in an SP zoning, but not as an RM 20 condition.
I'd like to move for a one meeting deferral, please.
Motion to defer one meeting. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2017-1038, Councilman Hastings. Changes .29 acres from RS 7.5 to R8A zoning for property located at 1227, 1227B, and 1229 North Avondale Circle. Councilman Hastings.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'd like to call from committee reports.
Councilman Bednang.
Yeah, I feel better now. The committee happily recommended approval, 8-4-0 against.
Councilman Hastings.
Thank you, sir. With all committee reports in, we'd like to move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2017-1039, O'Connell and Kendall. Changes 2.12 acres from IR to MUGA zoning for properties located at 607, 608, and 616 25th Avenue North and 25th Avenue North unnumbered at the corner of Clifton Avenue and 25th Avenue North. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. It is a pleasure and privilege once again to be partnering with Councilman Kendall on these. I would like to request committee reports.
Councilman Bednang.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. On Councilman Kendall's behalf, I'd like to move approval.
This motion to approve is properly seconded. Councilman Elrod.
Councilman O'Connell, are you going to start sponsoring aerial encroachments in Councilman Kendall's district as well?
Councilman, only if the councilman asks me to, but I would, for Councilman Kendall, I would be happy to do that.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2017-1040, Council Lady Lee. Changes 20.9 acres from AR2A to SP zoning for properties located at 3461 Hamilton Church Road to permit 158 residential units. Council Lady Lee.
Yes, sir, Vice Mayor. May I have committee reports, please?
Councilman Bednang.
Yeah, at the request of the council member, the committee recommended deferral, voted for a deferral, a two-meeting deferral, 11-4-0 against.
Councilor Lee.
I have been getting some pushback on this, and I have gotten some questions from some of the surrounding folks. So I would like to defer this for 2 more meetings, please.
There's a motion to defer till the second meeting in March. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
You're welcome. BL 2017-1042, Council Lady Karen Johnson. Changes 6.28 acres from R20 to IR zoning for properties located at 1785 and 1795 Reynolds Road. Council Lady Karen Johnson.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. With all committee reports in. Okay, committee report.
Councilman Bednang.
What's going on? The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Council Lady Johnson.
Okay, with all committee reports in, I move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
You're welcome. BL 2018-1043, Council Lady Blaylock. Changes 0.82 acres from CS and RS10 to SB zoning for property located at 5200 Nolensville Pike to permit used automobile sales. Council Lady Blaylock.
Committee reports, please.
Councilman Bednang.
The committee recommended the substitute 11-4-0 against and approve a substituted 9-4-2 against.
Councilor Blaylock.
Move for approval as substituted.
Let's move the substitute. So there's a motion to substitute. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? You're on your bill as substituted.
Move for bill as substituted, please.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? I'm sorry, this is a disapproved bill? Okay. I'm sorry, we'll have to have a roll call on this one. Oh, that's just 1 second. Councilman Shulman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Since it's disapproved, could we just get an explanation of what the substitute does?
The substitute simply introduces a plan as is required for SP zonings. The plan in this case has three provisions. Number one, that the property shall be used, limited to the used automobile sales. Number two, to the extent design standards are not enunciated, they would default to the CS standards. And number three, you would comply with all Metro Fire Code requirements for property egress and ingress and water supply.
Anyone else? We're on the bill as substituted. Is a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. Requires a machine vote. Please, Madam Clerk, if you'll open the machine. If you'll close the machine and tally the vote.
28 in favor, 3 against, and 2 abstentions.
Motion carries. Bill 2018-1044, Council Lady Van Rees. Changes 32.4 acres from CS to MUGA zoning for property located at 721 Madison Square. Council Lady Van Rees.
Committee report, please.
Councilman Bednang.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4, against.
Council Lady Van Rees.
And with that, I move approval with a brief comment.
Floor is yours.
I just wanted to pause momentarily to remind folks that this is the final confirmation in regard to Madison Square becoming Madison Town Center. We're extremely excited, and that sound you hear is the flywheel moving in Madison. And with that, I appreciate your overwhelming support. Thank you.
This motion approved. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1046, Councilman Cooper. Changes 14.90 acres from R40 to SP zoning for property located at 6404 Eatons Creek Road and a portion of property located on Eatons Creek Road unnumbered to permit one single-family residential unit, a maximum of 10,000 square feet of commercial inside and outside amusement, and a maximum of 5 overnight lodging units. Councilman Cooper.
I'll move for committee reports.
Councilman Bednang.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4, against.
Councilman Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1047, Councilman Sledge changes 0.54 acres from SP to R6A zoning for property located at 2022 and 24 North Hill Road. Councilman Sledge.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee report, please.
Councilman Bednang.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4, against.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1048, Councilman O'Connell changes 49.46 acres from R6 to R6A zoning for for various properties located east of Charles E. Davis Boulevard. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'd like to request committee reports, please.
Councilman Bednang.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4, against.
Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'd like to move approval with a brief comment.
Floor is yours.
This is the final of a package of available rezonings of large blocks of continuous R6 to R6A. Really glad that this tool and these alternative zoning districts are available to council members now with assistance from planning. So can't say enough good things about the collaboration across all these communities that have allowed this to go out. We've had community meetings starting with Edge Hill and Councilman Sledge as a partner in that effort. Brandon Burnett in the council office was extremely helpful as well, and just the support of good neighbors who really do want to preserve walkable neighborhoods in the urban core. So thank you to all of you for your support. I'd like to renew my motion to approve. Thanks.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1049, Council Lady Van Rees changes 1.63 acres from R10 to SP zoning for properties located at 1516 and 1518 Royal Street, 1518B Royal Crest Avenue, and Royal Street unnumbered to permit 17 multifamily units. Council Lady Van Rees.
I guess I need to call for suspension of the rules regarding the amendment. Well,
Committee report. Councilman Bednang.
Yeah, the committee ran out of quorum, and so it had to be deferred by rule. But it was not, she was most of the meeting there, so I just wanted to.
I'm sorry, the council lady was present when the quorum ran out. Is that what you said?
No, she wasn't present when the quorum ran out, but we were running out of quorum and because of other committee meetings.
Okay,
So,
all right.
so defer by rule.
So with that, I request a suspension of the rules.
Is there objection to suspension of the rules? Seeing none, Councilor Van Rees.
Great. I'd like to move the amendment to this, which I'm happy to explain.
There's a motion to substitute. Is properly seconded.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. This is simply a housekeeping rule. The Royal Crest Avenue, as we know it, does not exist. It should have said Royal Street. And so the substitute is simply to change where it reads Royal Crest Avenue to read appropriately Royal Street instead.
All right. There's a motion to substitute. Is properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. You're on your bill as substituted.
Great. I move to accept this as substituted.
There's a motion to approve the bill as substituted. Properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Bill 2018-1050. Councilman Scott Davis changes 0.18 acres from IWD to to RM20A zoning for property located at 820 Cherokee Avenue. Councilman Scott Davis.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Committee reports, please.
Councilman Bednarik.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman Davis.
Move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1051, Councilman O'Connell amends the Metro Code by removing 178.12 acres from of the adult entertainment overlay for various property located east of 21st Avenue North. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'd like to request committee reports, please.
Councilman Bednarik.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'd like to move approval.
Motion to approve is properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1052, Council Lady Van Rees amends the Metro Code by applying a historic landmark overlay district to property located at 312 East Marthona Avenue. Council Lady Van Rees.
Committee report.
Councilman Bednarik.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Council Lady Van Rees.
Move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1053, Council Lady Van Rees applies 2.46 acres of a neighborhood landmark overlay district to properties located at 312 East Marthona Road and East Marthona Road unnumbered, south of Old Hickory Boulevard. Council Lady Van Rees.
Committee report.
Councilman Bednarik.
The committee recommended approval, 11-4-0 against.
Council Lady Van Rees.
And with that, please approve the Hank Snow Rainbow Ranch.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1055, Glover, Gilmore, and others amends the Metro Code regarding agreements between Metro Government and the Metro Hospital Authority. Councilman Glover.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. With all committee reports in, I move approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1057, Council Lady Vercher amends the Metro Code to clarify fees due upon landfilling, construction, and demolition waste. Council Lady Vercher.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. With all committee reports in, I move for approval.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1058, Councilman Withers, Bednarik, and Elrod abandons existing easement rights for property located at 821 Porter Road. Councilman Withers. I'm sorry. I got to hit the button there, don't I?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'd like to move approval with a brief comment.
Floor is yours.
Just for those who happen to be viewing at home and following this item, this is an alley abandonment. It is sort of in the midst of an SP at the corner of Porter and Tillman that was actually approved by the prior council body. It was definitely controversial at that time, but was approved by the prior council body and is currently under construction. So just wanted to let folks know that with construction very, very much in earnest, the alley abandonment still makes sense. So with that, I would like to renew my motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1059, Councilman Swope, Blaylock, and others abandons existing sewer main and easement and accepts new sewer main and any associated easements for property located at 5824 and 5832 Nolensville Pike. Councilman Swope.
Thank you, Your Honor. With all committee reports in, I ask to move this forward.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BL 2018-1060, Councilman Bedney, Councilman Elrod, adopts the Geographic Information System Street and Alley Centerline Layer with a recordation of renaming, additions, and deletions of acceptances and abandonments of the official street and alley acceptance and maintenance record. Councilman Bedney.
I move the motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. BO 2018-1061, Councilman Kendall Bedney and others, abandons portions of John L. Driver Avenue and 37th Avenue North right-of-way. Councilman Bedney.
I move to approve.
There's a motion to approve. It's properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We are adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.